This is a topic I've covered a few times over the last year, but I really feel like it's a super important one, so I don't mind continuing to stir the spaghetti a few extra times. It's about the rise of AI scams. They come in all shapes and sizes, and there's a wide variety of them. And even if you strike one down, just like a hydra, two more AI scams will take its place. It is a growing problem that doesn't really have a good solution at the moment, and there is so many AI scams. There's more AI scams than there are scams in RuneScape, which I never thought would be possible. You remember getting your armor trimmed and losing everything? Well, imagine that happening in real life, but it's Mr. Beast telling you he's going to trim your armor. And that's only the very tip of the iceberg. It goes so much deeper than that and gets a lot more evil. I don't know if I ever talked about this one in a video, but I have talked about it on stream. There is a scam that's quite popular right now where people will make an AI voice model out of someone's child, and then they will call the parent with that child's voice in a panic saying, like, help, I've been kidnapped, or help, I'm in a really tough spot and I really need you to send me some money. They'll then give them some kind of address to send the money to, and the parents, being older and not knowing this technology exists, don't even give it a second thought. They're just afraid and trying to help their kid, and, it's just diabolical. And I've said this 1,000 times, and I'll say it 1,000 more while shaking your shoulder until you get it through your thick fucking skull, you ignorant moron. But AI technology is currently the worst it will ever be right now. It's only going to get better, more sophisticated, to the point where it's almost indistinguishable from legitimate human-created stuff. Or legitimate human videos, with people in them. The reason I mention that is because Mr. Beast just made a post about this with a Mr. Beast AI scam that's going around.
Watching this video, you're one of the 10,000 lucky people who'll get an iPhone 15 Pro for just $2. I'm Mr. Beast, and I'm doing the world's largest iPhone 15 giveaway. Click the link below to claim yours now.
Now, for most people, this video sounds all the sirens, tons of red flags that most people immediately pick up on and write this off as being fake. It doesn't sound super fluid or convincing. It doesn't sound real. And the video component is just like a step above annoying orange. Like, his mouth isn't really moving the way you would expect it to. Like, the whole thing is just very wonky. But it is probably good enough to trick children and older people. In fact, I can tell you it is, because there have been reports of people being scammed by this that are either really young or really old. Because when you see these things and you're in a desperate situation, you can sometimes justify away the obvious flaws. Like, even when the audio cuts out there for a second where it's like a fucking record scratch, like it's a Linkin Park song about to go to the chorus, where Mr. Beast's voice cuts out for a second, they just chalk that up to like an editing error as opposed to like an AI voice error. So then they click on the link, they go to where they're told to go, hoping that they get, entered into the giveaway, only to, of course, get scammed, get a virus. Plenty of bad, less than savory things happen. And this isn't new. This is not new, it's only increasing in popularity. I believe the first one that popped off was a AI Joe Rogan, who was preaching about some kind of man substance. Here's a man pill that's gonna give you a fuller beard and make women throw their pussy on your face. Like, it's gonna make you a big man, super strong, huge bulging muscles with 3,000 veins on each of your biceps or something, right? But it wasn't actually Joe Rogan. It was a company that had used Joe Rogan from a video and put an AI voiceover on it, promoting their product, and then they ran that ad throughout TikTok. And even with Mr. Beast, this isn't some new phenomenon here. There have been other fake Mr. Beast advertisements that have ran on platforms before in order to promote fraudulent things and scam people. And it's only getting more and more popular, and as AI becomes more and more accessible and more convincing, this is only going to get worse. And I don't think we as a species are ready for it. We've been deeply ingrained in the belief if you can see it, if you can hear it, then it's real. But now AI throws a wrench into that whole equation there, and now you have to go through everything with a fine-tuned comb. Wow, that's not the expression at all. A fine-tuned comb? What does that mean? Fumbled that one a bit. I had a big old flub. A fine-tooth comb in order to verify if what you're seeing, what you're hearing is real. And that's not an easy checklist. And even if some of those things do check out, there is still a chance that the AI was just really convincing and beat the current protocol for deducing whether or not something's real or fake. Let me give you another example of just how far AI's come. I talked about a year ago about AI voice covers people were making of me singing things like Rap God. Well, just 1 month ago, someone made a voice cover of me singing Big Iron, and when I first heard it, I shit you not, I thought this was me, like at maximum full potential, me belting this out. I couldn't believe that what I was hearing, I didn't sing myself, because there's no real obvious flaws with it, other than it sounds far better than my actual singing. It is super impressive, and in the right circumstances, super convincing. Now, AI is a technology that, of course, affects everything in the world. Actually, every single job in some way, shape, or form, for the most part, except for a few exceptions, is going to be impacted by the rise of AI. And there is legislation both being proposed and being passed in parts of the world, all in regards to this technology and how it's being utilized and certain restrictions on it, this and that. It's a whole big old Pandora's box of problems, as well as some really good things that can come of it too. But I just want to keep putting this on your radar that now, with AI being prevalent and in a state where it's good enough to convince people sometimes, that you need to be aware that online you can now no longer just rely on video evidence to confirm whether or not something's real. Which is going to give people that are actually guilty a super easy excuse just to say, no, that's AI. That clearly couldn't have been me catching a golden shower behind the Walmart dumpster. Like, that's impossible. This is all an AI fabrication. But it is legitimately an important thing to just keep in the back of your head that there are going to be times where AI is going to be used for bad things like scams. And also, there will come a time in the not too distant future here where it's going to be really hard to know if what you're watching is actual organic flesh or AI. Right now, Kwebbelkop is just getting clowned on. He's kind of just a joke for what he's trying to do, which is have an AI replace him, the Kwebbelkop AI, to replace him and just do all the videos through AI. But that eventually will be the reality for a lot of content online, I feel. His is very primitive right now, and everyone hates it, as they should. But in a few years, as it gets more widely adopted by companies and individuals that are just looking to cash in and flood the space with as much AI-generated content as possible, just out the wazoo, because it's extremely easy to do and significantly faster than having a human do it all, then things are going to get really messy, and it's going to be hard to tell if what you're watching is an AI-generated piece of content or a human being's piece of content. Right now, it's very obvious. But in a few years' time, it's going to start to get a little muddier. So I just wanted to once again talk about this because now we're seeing more scams like the AI Mr. Beast, as well as the telephone calls from people impersonating others' children in order to scam money out of them. And it's only going to continue. It's just fucking scary. I just want to talk about it. That's really about it. So yeah.